checking in here with PWC, and we're going to talk about gut issues here today. We're going to talk about constipation and colic and indigestion. Many kids, as they get older, their gut issues can even lead to sensory challenge, focus challenges, emotional dysregulation, anxiety, and those things, because there is, as we're going to discuss here, there's what's called a gut-brain connection. Actually, what you're going to learn is, first and foremost, the way God designed us, there's a brain-gut connection, and the nervous system really controls the gut and controls its function more than anything else. And that's the number one most overlooked, not talked about enough thing yet. And what I mean by yet is you're going to see that it's really our profession. See, as pediatric chiropractors, we take care of kiddos struggling with colic and constipation and indigestion and gut issues, little tiny ones and older ones and adult ones all the time. The teenagers and adults don't always love to talk about poop. Okay, they never do, but we do as neurologically focused pediatric chiropractors, because we're able to help so much. I don't want to make light of these issues because so many kids and so many family struggles, but honestly, out of the different kind of groups of stuff, neurodevelopment and neurological stuff, or immune stuff where a kiddo's sick all the time, and then gut stuff, the constipation and the colic, it is honestly the stuff we see the fastest, quickest, coolest results with when we go through what we do for care. But let me break it down. The reason that we're able to get such good results in this world with our care protocols is because we really actually get to the root cause. Now, that's not just a slip up. I'm not meaning to say root twice for goofing up. I mean to tell you that when you get to the pediatrician, what they usually say with constipation, colic, and most everything else is they say, we don't know what's causing it. It's genetic. Good luck. Here's, some Prevacid or reflux drugs for a baby. Here's Miralax. Oh my goodness, Miralax creates so many behavior challenges and so many of those things. So most families really quickly, they exhaust anything the pediatrician can help them with in kind of that traditional medication based bus, and they go into natural health. They get online, they go to Instagram, they go to Facebook groups, they go to the Google, and you should. There's a lot of great information out there today. And when you type in natural help or whatever for constipation, colic, reflux, you're going to find all sorts of nutritional intervention. You're going to find a lot of blogs and a lot of videos like this that are going to talk about the gut-brain connection and about how if the gut has these offending foods, intolerances like gluten, like dairy, and so forth, it's going to create inflammation and indigestion and have all the problems. So if you remove all the bad stuff and then maybe you add in things like probiotics and prunes, should be good, right? 80% of the patients that we see, actually it's probably more like above 90%, that are coming into PWC these days with constipation, colic, gut issues for their child, they've already exhausted all of this. So here's how I know you feel, parents. You're sick of seeing your child struggle. You know that when their gut is bothering them, their mood and their emotions and their behavior are part of it too. We all are. When you don't feel good there, how are you emotionally? How are you with work? How are you with focus? You're not good either. So it's the same thing causing your child's gut to brain to challenges. And you're also pretty worn out, trying every supplement, every essential oil, every natural thing under the sun. So stay with me for a few more minutes on this video and ask questions if you have them when we're done, because we're going to get you the answers to this as you go, okay? The reason you haven't found this neurological, neurogenic component of constipation and colic yet is there isn't enough of folks in my profession getting out there and helping you with this information. Here's all you need to know about the gut as God designed us. The gut is really a bunch of muscles. That's really what it is. The esophagus, the stomach, the intestines, the colon, they are all what are called smooth muscles. Now, that's the anatomical term for muscles that we can't control. These muscles on the outside are called skeletal muscles, okay? So right now, my 13-year-old dude, Oliver, he's jacked. He's at that stage of life where he's just, his skeletal muscles, he hasn't worn sleeves in a couple of months because he's realizing, you know what? I'm a bro. Just kidding. I had to sneak a joke in to lighten the mood. The muscles on the inside, you can't control them. You can't watch this video and go, all right, stomach, kick it in. All right, small intestine, kick it in. All right, large intestine, kick it in. Those muscles are completely under the control of what's called the central or autonomic nervous system. We're going to call it the autonomic nervous system for this video because it runs on autopilot. And that central autonomic nervous system is very sensitive to stress. And when it gets stressed out, when the nervous system goes into fight or flight, when it gets wound up, which more of our kiddos, this perfect storm, sensory stress world we live in, There's more of them that are wound up, fight or flight, than ever before. That causes what's called a constriction. That takes the tone, which is the tension on these muscles, and it tightens it. It'll tighten the esophagus and the stomach first. That's why babies have so much reflux, indigestion, and colic. And then that tension makes its way through the rest of the neuromuscular gut, and it goes into the intestines, and it goes into the colon, and it locks things in. And when they can't relax, when these muscles can't relax and get things moving, the nerd term is called peristalsis, which is completely under the control of the autonomic nervous system. Digestion is supposed to happen, goofy analogy here, but like a slinky. Once we're done swallowing, we control these muscles, babies do too, and then we're done. Once it's in, it's supposed to happen automatically. And there's a term called subluxation. Subluxation is a catch-all term that neurologically focused chiropractors use to say the nervous system is stuck in stress mode. The number one trigger of subluxation is birth trauma. The thing that causes the thing that's causing the things is just stress during pregnancy, breech positioning, cord wrap, C-section, vacuum extraction, forceps. When we mess with the muscles of the upper neck and the upper torso and the skull, we mess with a very important nerve called the vagus nerve, V-A-G-U-S. I'm going to link some articles below this about the vagus nerve, about subluxation, and about constipation. And one of the things I want you to do, if this video is helping you finally find the answers to why your child struggles with these gut issues, despite a perfect diet and every supplement and prune, you're started a prune farm to try and help your child poop on the regular. The answer's in the nervous system for 95% of cases we find who've exhausted medicine and exhausted natural. And subluxation, the autonomic nervous system, and the vagus nerve are the answer. And the reason birth trauma to the neck and the brainstem are such a trigger of this neuromuscular digestive storm is because the vagus nerve is supposed to leave the brainstem. It goes down through the muscles of the neck and the thorax. It's called the wandering nerve. And it is a sensory nerve whose primary job, especially in babies, is to activate digestive motility. So when we have subluxation or interference to the function of the vagus nerve, things back up, things get stuck, and they don't move through. So what do I want you to do to find out if this is your child? Number one, learn more. I know you're a mom, you're a dad. My children, even as a pediatric chiropractor and a wellness guru dude, my children have had their struggles. And I know that the one thing I always do, not only for my patients, but for my own kids, is just keep reading, keep learning, keep tuning into podcasts and YouTube and going to places of people who have answers about health. So read the articles we're going to link below. And if all of this is starting to make sense, if your child's gut issues continue to be there, despite exhausting all the medical options and drugs, despite exhausting all the nutritional and natural options, the probiotics, the prunes, the detoxes, the gluten-free, casein-free, and trying to work on their gut, the remaining missing link and most overlooked part of these issues is the central nervous system and subluxation. Here at PWC, if you are local, get in here and get your child scanned. We have a set of scans where we can literally measure the exact function and find the exact location and amount of tension and subluxation that is on those nerves that go to those muscles. I can tell you, I could read a scan in reverse. If a scan comes and there's stress in these areas of the vagus nerve and the sacral plexus and the poop button, as we call it, I could predict the outcomes, the challenges the child is having by looking at it in reverse from our exam and from our scans. We do both. We will dive deep into your child's case history to find the exact triggers that were probably there the whole time, but no other practitioner told you about them. We will find those in the case history. We'll explain them, we'll connect, we'll listen to you and everything you've tried with your kiddo, and then we'll do our insight scans. We will find stress on the autonomic nervous system. We will find that tension and tone on those muscles, and then we'll put together what's called a care plan, a neurotonal set of adjustments. They are soft, they are easy, they are gentle, they are safe, and they are effective, especially for neurodigestive challenges. We don't treat, we don't cure, we get to the root cause by getting stress